that was a.
So
that
yeah,
was
what do we do to something so big though?
Come again?
So we went to these big shows. Didn't we calm it back, take it back a bit?
Yeah. So here's the thing. What happened after this? Sorry, I'm actually just trying to get as many images as I can on at this moment while I'm going to bring this up. But you know what? Let me just keep my rear end quiet for a bit because I can let Leon take the reins for a few seconds. What happens after this? And we've realised that we've done boxes and we've done the O2 and we've done Wembley in a month. Pockets are swelling and really just decreasing, and there are many tears going through us because we're like, this isn't a thing. After the moment that we had of Ospreay Jericho, which to me is contender for match of the year. I know Ospreay has the Omega stuff, but I really, really had that. And I think the intensity for us on a ministry standpoint was the only winner was going to be myself or Big Tone, and that was the match. Like, that was the match. The tension I had in that match was so insane. Yeah. And I know and I say this with love for the guy, the ego that can be Chris Jericho at times. I was like, well, we know Saraya's already winning. The guy who's not AEW, is he win? He wasn't AEW at the time. Is he winning? I got the wrong vote, but it was such a match. But that's happened, and I've really learned to appreciate Ospreay after that match. And I see a poster on a company that I had lost a lot of love for. When there was a thing called the Wrestling Channel, I was all over.
Hold up. Wasn't there the indie show first?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Impact.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Roll with it. My apologies.
We talked about being local. This was local to none of us. Okay. It was none of us. Okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh, my dizzies. This one was a moment. So we see the words. Yeah. Will Ospreay. I again, the Wrestling Channel shows me TNA, and I love TNA. And for a man who, and I know it's controversial, especially as a man of color to say this, a man who respects and still has love for Hulk Hogan, I fell out of love with that company when Hulk Hogan turned up. It just wasn't the company I had learned to love. I started seeing too many of the other side stars in there, and I just didn't want to know about TNA. I didn't even know. When people call it Impact, I'm like, no, it's called the Impact Zone. It's not called Impact, it's called TNA. I had no idea they had changed name. That's how much I was out of it. But comes along this product and it says Will Ospreay. And I remember posting that, and the first reaction I get was Big Tone going, Newcastle's far. Now, I'm not here to lie to anybody when I say this. AJ's geography is not to be followed, okay? Because I was like, we've been to Cardiff. How far can Newcastle be? This is
oh, yeah.
You fool. You absolute fool. I dare anyone to just, I might, look, do you know what? I might even show it on a Google map figure. If I've got time, guys, you'll see the images. Cardiff is a lot closer than Newcastle. Okay? Yeah. It may be a different country. Yeah. It's a lot closer. Now,
Cardiff is not nearly 300 miles away.
Yeah. I can only say what happens in terms of a story of a journey through this. Because that is off the table. Big Tone says it. Nick's like, I'm going to Thailand. It's too soon. I won't do it. Then, by AEW has already said to us, I love you guys, but I'm out. Okay? Wrestling shows are no more. So this is it, right? But I keep looking at it and I start seeing stuff. I'm seeing Trinity's going to be there. And anyone who knows me, my personal Instagram does not focus on wrestling. I post Trinity, Naomi at the time winning the SmackDown title for the first time. I'm making sure I got pictures because her and Sasha are like my top two. The images are there, guys. You see it. Then with the tag team gold in the O2, like I've followed this journey. Trinity's going to be there. And I'm like, Rhino's there. Billy Ray might be there. Like all these different names are coming through my head. The Motor City Machine Guns, all these matches. And I'm like, I would love to go. What happens next? A virus, the Zika virus, turns up in the Far East. Nick's like, I'm going to cancel my trip. This isn't safe for me and my family. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to be this heartless guy, but what are you saying about Newcastle? And he's like, that might be the thing to take my mind off it. And we put it out there. Discussions happen. Boom. The one AJ, the Ultimate Vanessa, and Double V At first, we look at trains and we're like, how much? No, thank you. I even thought we could do it in a day. No, that's not a possibility. If you know the last minute that has gone into getting cars, what this man had to do, this man down here, to get vehicles, leaving one end because it was meant to be the Avis in City Airport, ends up going to flipping Heathrow Airport, coming to stay at mine, picking up Nick, hitting the motorway, hitting it back.
Don't forget about the problem picking up the car.
I'm not here to highlight idiots. No. I'm not mentioning them people. They are not getting any more of my time. That was the journey. There was a lot of no, you're not entitled to this. No, you're not entitled to that. We move on. We move on because let me tell you something now. The first thing that happened is I missed an email which says, because I just thought we had VIP front row tickets and a couple of meet and greets. At that time, we don't even know who we're going to meet. That's that. What then happens is you find out there's an afternoon tea. I was like, oh, this is fancy. But before that, you get a Zoom. You get a Zoom with the virtuosa, Diona Perosa. We missed it. And I'm like, hi, Lauren. At the time, not met Lauren. We missed that. Is there a chance we could do a meet and greet? And look, a whole load of stuff happened. All I can say, Lauren from SRX, thank you for everything that you have done for the ministry. And we will touch on that in a bit later. But that afternoon tea, that moment of what have you, again, feeling the glow is something I'm all over. Getting to meet Trinity, Giselle Shaw, and the Motor City Machine Guns and have the most in-depth conversation you could, as a wrestling fan, now I'm big on D'Lo, to have that kind of depth of conversation was unreal. And what unfolds after that, we'll come on to. Leon, as the other person who was there, please give us your take of the event onwards. We'll leave the bar and the chicken. We'll leave that off. From the minute we approach the walk,
we won't mention that rental company and we won't mention that chicken. No. But you know what? The journey for a person that's done driving for a living, I knew exactly how long it was going to take to get up there. I knew exactly how far it was, and you know what? Just being with the MOW brothers was just good enough. Like, you know, it was a memorable road trip, and we definitely wasn't swerving when we were driving. We drove safely, got there in good time, was able to kill some time a little bit, and then we ended up obviously going to the show. And you know what? As much as the facility that they used to hold the event maybe could have been a little bit better, but you know what? The atmosphere inside the arena was still very loud, still very good, you know, still exciting to see. I've never seen Rhino ever. For all the shows that I've been to, never got to see Rhino. To see that guy in real life, oh my God. I still can't believe how massive that dude is. He is big. Yeah. I've seen Mark Henry. I've seen The Big Show. You know, I've seen them guys. And obviously, you know that they're just big. But Rhino, oh my God, like massive. But the whole event was just amazing. We got front row. We had the MOW there. We're on TV as well. So if you check out Turning Point, you'll see all of the MOW there on the front row. And it was a spectacle. So amazing. I'm still buzzing about it now. I mean, I know it wasn't as big as Money in the Bank. I know it wasn't as big as Clash and stuff like that. But you know what? Just the intimacy of it alone, just from how small the stadium was, it was. I think it just made it a little bit better, to be fact that it was intimate, like, you know, because it was. You just kind of felt a lot more invested in certain things. And yeah, it was just really good. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'll let AJ take
so,
it from here.
Look, sorry, I'm doing like multiple things at the time because I'm trying to do is eliminate some of my editing.
Right.
I'll do this.
There we go.
Here's what I'm gonna hit you with, right?
Oh, okay, you got pictures already.
I
was trying to stall for you. Don't worry, I got it.
So we've had these moments, and as I said, here you are, picture, Trinity, Giselle. You're talking to these people. We've paid for meet and greets. We've spoken to the Billy Goat, Will Ospreay. We told him we were there at Wembley. We love what you done, bro. We love what you did. Keep it going. We ask him to point to us, acknowledge us when you're doing the cheeky Nando's. Watch the video. You see him point back. You're seeing this in our general direction. It doesn't get any bigger than this, though, does it? Look at this moment, right? Will Ospreay, fresh off a victory, taking the time to pose with the MOW with gold, yeah, with New Japan gold on him, showing us what is what. You know, that was a moment. Dare I say, also, when everyone was acknowledging TNA, when everyone was realizing Impact, the MOW, and this isn't me doing a break it down, I'm just showing these two guys here, along with Double V, acknowledged my new favorite faction. I could be NWO all day long. I could be DX all day long. However, Subculture is my shtick. And, you know, we cheered the hell out of them. Look at that again. Subculture, free of the MO free of Sub. Well, there's only free to Subculture. And that was a moment. And it was Mark Andrews who literally thanked me, was like, you guys were the ones, like they were all for them. But you guys like elevated it for us. You gave us that moment. And you can kind of take stuff for passing moments, right? But those two moments are there as a real standout. So yes, you guys can't tell what I've edited from what I hadn't, but I had to make sure that Will Ospreay and Subculture are pictured here directly in this recording, because those were two very huge standout and UK moments as well. So that meant a world to us. And with that, many bonds were formed. And if you've been following our channel, it's there. But we will move on because that was that. But as I said, that Turning Point was the most fitting name, because as a man who loved TNA, lost love with Impact, it was my turning point. So much so that I don't really watch products. I made sure I caught the final Impact pay-per-view. It was a biggie. It was a biggie. So we keep moving on. Sorry,
I want to quickly add, that TNA Turning Point was also, I'm not sure if any of you have been to another TNA event, but I think that was our first as well.
No, I've been to several TNA shows.
Okay. Well,
I've never been to an Impact show. Never been to an Impact show. Been to TNA show.
Okay.
To be fair, that could have been the one and only Impact show that they've had in the UK. It may have been.
I think they hadn't been there in 8 years, and I think 8 years ago they were I believe they were TNA at the time. To be fair,
no, they're still Impact.
TNA Wembley, not the Stadium, the arena. No, TNA.
I know
TNA.
Impact have been going for quite a long time, because in between all that they had that whole G-Force thing going on. Yeah. And if I'm being honest, I'd lost a lot of interest in TNA Impact at that time, because it was, I don't know, I just lost interest. It was almost like they didn't know what to call their belts. It was going through so many different transitions, and I eventually lost interest until I started hearing that there were certain names over there like Bobby Lashley and so forth, and I reinvested in it again. And over the years, as I got reinvested in it, it kind of sucked in some parts, but then it got better in other parts. And then it just began to build and build and build from there. So fast forward to Turning Point. That was I think it was AJ's and Nico's as well, first TNA or Impact, event. And I'm actually, as long as I've been following it, it was my first event. And I'm so happy that I got to go to a Impact event, which happened to be a pay-per-view as well. And we ended up on TV as well. So, it's in the history now of the lobbies, or should I say, or the vaults of Impact Wrestling, and I'm so glad that we got to represent. Little bit disappointed about one particular wrestler who literally looked like he ghosted us as he walked into the ring, but you know what? He obviously had his game face. He was focused on his match, so I kind of.
Not about you. It's about the show.
Me, exactly.
Not about y'all, man. It's about the show. Great thing you just said, AJ, about the turning point of you loving TNA, where to find about all the stuff that came about, and the turning point is that going back to the name TNA. So you didn't stop TNA. TNA, one Impact, and then back to TNA. So great timing.
This is it. 100%. And we will be talking more of that. But again, guys, if you were an Impact fan, a TNA fan, now's your time. Comment below. Let us know how you feel. What do you feel about those 3 magic letters coming back into the industry? TNA. That's the one. By the way, guys, I'm also going to, near the end, I'm going to just do a bit to caption it for each of the shows. So you're going to hear me like, we'll do it just so I can edit it in for the bit.
So
that's
good.
That. Right. One more thing I would say about TNA Impact as well as, okay, you get some people that are, only WWE or only AEW, I would say check out TNA, man. Reinvest and just give it a chance, give it a watch, because I
100%.
guarantee you will not be disappointed with the star signings that they have, with the plans that they have. Hopefully they will grow and get bigger. But yeah, give it a chance, give it a watch, because I'm definitely reinvested in it again, and I'm still that fan, and it was definitely my turning point to be reinvested in it fully as I watched the other shows as well. So yeah, definitely give it a
And
watch.
I also add, this is a bit of merch that I have absolutely fallen in love with. I have fallen in love with it.
Before on certain
and another
interviews, but we
thing-
can talk about that there.
And another thing before we move on, I wouldn't mind if TNA brought more events to the UK as well, because
Ooh, the signatures
we
are
will
on.
turn up and we will turn out.
Bro, that needs to be framed.
Do you know what? I'm in the process of trying to. The redesign that may happen in this room at one point is just unreal.
Get the redesign. Just frame that to save that.
Yeah,
Frame that now, even if you're just standing on the floor.
Don't worry about that.
Frame
It's because AJ's got many other bits to show. Again, one of my all-time moments, the whole Subculture signature. I know Nick and Leon have got their thing, but this was such a moment for me. And yeah.